I thought I'd just make a quick video to show my workflow with my machine and just show how I make a coffee every day. I'm going to make a quick cortado for myself and just show you what I do to make a coffee. So I've had this machine for about 2 years, the Lelit Bianca, and I've had this for about a week. So everything I do might not be perfect. I'm always learning, happy to learn new things, but this workflow at the moment is what works for me. So first of all, we'll give this a bit of a clean. There's still some coffee grinds in there. I made a coffee about an hour ago, so we just want to give this a bit of a rinse, make sure it's clean. Also, I want to be flushing the group head to make sure it's clean under there, because I've got a mirror here set up so I can see the group head and just see that it's a little bit dirty under there from the last espresso that we made. And then I'll give this a bit of a dry so we can make sure we've got no coffee grounds stuck in there. Give it a bit of a dry to make sure we've got no water stuck in there, so there's no wet spots that coffee might stick to and cause channeling when we make our espresso. And then I'm going to pop my my dosing funnel on there and pop it into the grinder. Next, we're going to weigh up some beans. So I've got some Resolute beans from Origin, who are a local roaster. They're about 5 miles away from where I am. And then we'll start measuring up 18 grams of these Resolute beans. Oh, we went way too high there. Way too hard. Got a little bit excited. So, because I'm making coffee for myself, I don't really mind using fingers. If I was going to be doing this for guests, or if I knew guests were coming over and I didn't really want to be touching my beans, I've got a little spoon here. I'd scoop it out and put it in bit by bit. But because I don't mind, I'm just going to chuck it in there. So we've got 18.05, 04. I mean, it's close enough. And even then, just taking one out and put it back in, it's now registering 03. So it's close enough, happy with that. It's 18.0. So most scales will only go that close anyway, so that's absolutely fine. So we'll pop that back on, zero it out. Put the cup on there as well, off the cup warmer. So start this up, and then pull this out, and we're grinding. So we just wait for this to grind. Obviously, everything I do in this video is going to be a bit slower than usual because I'm trying to demonstrate. And also, everything I do might be in the wrong order because I'm a bit flustered. I'm not used to recording myself. So I'm using a WDT tool here. Hopefully you can see that. So it's essentially 4 acupuncture needles stuck into a bit of wood with a little magnet on there on the end of some leather. Got this from Etsy, really happy with it. We'll just use that to stir the coffee up, get a good, nice, even bed in there, because we don't want any lumps, any clumps that may have come out of the grinder due to static or just due to the way the grinder grinds. I'm just going to push all that into the middle as well, just to sort of put that there, and pop that there, just to make sure it doesn't all come off the edges. So I've got a distributor here. I don't often use this distributor. I tend to just do WDT and then tamp, but today, just to demonstrate this, pop that on top, give it a spin, and then there we go, we've got a nice level, even bed. And then just to make sure, I usually give it a bit of a wipe to make sure I don't have any excess coffee on there. And then push down nice and even with a good pressure. And this is kind of argued whether you spin it or not. I tend to, just to make sure I've got a bit of a nice polished finish on there with no excess coffee. I've got this Normcore tamper as well, which does it to a certain pressure, but at the moment that's not working for me at all, so I'm ignoring that one. Right, so anyway, on to our coffee. I've also got an app that I'm using on my phone. So let me just get this open. So this connects to my scales. It says waiting for device. So let's see. Usually I just open it and it works, but today, obviously, because I'm recording, we're having a bit of technical issues. There we go, so it says start, and we've got a light on here showing that it's connected. Also, this is my microphone that's plugged into the phone so I can get good audio. I'm using a GoPro to record the video and the audio is rubbish, so I've got a bit of a cable hanging down here. Right, so pop this in, press go, and we want this to go up to 36, so we've got a 2-to-1 ratio. I should have started that a bit earlier. But we'll look at this at the same time we look at this. So we can see nothing's come out yet, and we can see in the mirror that it's just coming down very slowly out of the group head. And it's just dripping in there now. So we're going to see a little lump here as it starts going up. So I've made the grind size slightly smaller since we did this coffee. Or slightly finer, I should say. I think we're going to be a bit too fine now, so I'm going to come back up one level. So after 42 seconds, we've only got 17 grams out. So it's going very, very slowly, much too fine at the moment. So we do 35 and stop, and it should stop around 36. Just a tiny bit early, so we're on 35.9. And we did that in about 48 seconds, I'd say. So we're a little bit slow, a little bit finer ground than we would like. But the espresso there, looking lovely. Got some nice texture on the top there. And our next step is, sorry, I've just moved the microphone. Our next step is the milk. So we get some milk, we've got some unhomogenized, pasteurized whole milk, organic I think. So this is a new milk that's only arrived today. I'm not used to using on non-homogenized, so we're gonna see this. The last 2 times that I've used it today has been quite foamy. So I'll see if I can get a good texture out of this for my 3rd try. So we'll give this a bit of a purge. And then pop it in there. Oh, we've got a little bit of coffee grounds in there. Give this a steam and see how we go. So we want it roaring until it gets warm. And then we'll dip down into the milk until it gets hot to the touch, and then we stop. So the wand here isn't hot at all. I can touch this no problem, while this is hot to the touch. So we'll just give this a bit of a wipe and purge. And we'll see how the milk is. Yeah, so it's a bit thick again. Still getting used to this milk, but we'll see how we get on here. It's a Cortado as well, so we don't have a lot of room to work with. It's a bit thinner than last time, so we're doing better. I'm learning how to use this milk. So there's our Cortado. So we'll get rid of this. A bit of a rinse. Pop that back in there. And also, I'll quickly show you the hot water tap. So as you can see, there's a lot of steam coming off it. If you've got the hot water tap facing this way, you're going to get the steam. The steam will come up over the top of the handle, and the handle can get quite hot to turn off, so we want to move it to the side as much as we can. And fill up this cafetiere. And it gets a little bit slower as the steam boiler gets emptier, and it eventually just turns into a very slow trickle, just a dribble of water coming out here. There we go. And it's just going to keep dribbling out now until the steam boiler refills and heats back up. So we can get about this much water out of the hot water tap, which is perfect for a cafetiere. And yeah, so that's how I make a coffee with the Lelit Bianca and the Weber EG-1. The coffee poured a little bit too slow, so we've set it to a bit coarser, so next time we'll try again, and eventually we'll get the beans dialed in, and we can get 18 grams of grinds to 36 grams of espresso in 30 seconds, hopefully, if we get the right grind size.